Here and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on my channel. Today this is going to be the start of my F1 2016 career mode for you guys today here on my channel. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. I hope you guys are ready for it. So if you do enjoy it, drop a like on the video, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get into my career mode. So let's sort out all of this stuff first. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a short weekend is what we're going to be doing. And the difficulty that I've chosen, I've had a go on some games, and right now I feel like I'm comfortable on expert. I don't want to go any lower. Like this is we're going to be going for expert difficulty for me. Please enter in your details. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make our guys. So if you are ready for this, drop a like on the video. Who should I pick? I'm going to pick this dude. YOLO. Right, McHelmet's time. What we got? We got some sexy helmets in this career mode. Damn. Codemaster's symbol there. Let's go with the black helmet. YOLO. Detail 1. Oh, we can change the colors. Right, we want to have... Yeah, we want that. Detail 2. Saturation. Yeah, I suppose. Oh, no, we want that full in and black. And then the base like that. That's a good helmet. Nationality region, we know what it is. British. Now for driver numbers, if you guys don't know for driver numbers already, basically you've got to choose a number. Oh, you can choose any number you want, but you cannot choose a number that any F1 drivers actually currently have. So the number I'm going to pick is going to be all the way down at the bottom. And I know no one's ever chosen this number before. We're going to be choosing 98. Because Foxy 98, so yeah, so enter my first name. Alright, we'll just put Foxy and then we'll just do the rest afterwards. Boom, and then same thing again. Maybe I should have skipped this part and just gone straight to it. Can I put 98 in there? Will it not let me? You can only have, okay, never mind. I gotta type the whole thing in again. Great, that's amazing. Thanks, Codemasters, for letting me have numbers in my name, bruh. But anyway, so we'll just have that. There we go. Abbreviated name we shall have as Fox. So let's have that. Boom. Right, let's accept and let's go. So team selections. Now, as you can see on your screens right now, coming in from Prince.O, we are going to be choosing McLaren. We're going to be trying to bring McLaren out of the top. I gave you guys the option. Teammate, we're going to choose the Jensen Button, I believe. And we're just going to get straight into this career mode. Now, the one thing... no, I'm gonna keep those as they are. So let's check the preferences. What I'm going to do is just quickly going to check everything over. Make sure everything's how I want it to be. And then I will get back to you guys and we will start this career mode off. And we'll see what we've got to do. Alright, we are back, guys. We have just gone through over the settings. Make sure everything's how I want it to be. And I hope you get ready, and I hope you guys are pumped for this career mode. I want to see what it's like for you guys. I want to know if you are excited for this career mode or not, or if you're, or if you don't really care. Well, I suppose if you don't really care, you won't be watching the video. But anyway, so I know a bit about career mode. So what we're going to be having is we're going to be getting a manager. So maybe the manager's going to talk to us now. I'm hoping the manager talks to us, or have a black screen. I mean, the black screen here is absolutely okay. Here we go. We've got a laptop. Damn, look at my phone. I reckon this woman's going to talk to me. Yes, she is. Hey, babes.
Hi, I'm Emma Jenkins. I'm a specialist in contract law, and I've been brought in to work as your agent. I'll be working to get you the best deal in the boardroom, which means you need to do the best possible job out there on the circuit. When you get new contract offers, either from new teams or an amendment to your existing offer, it'll come through me. I'll also keep you up to date on discussions behind the scenes to change your terms, or any specific goals that the team has set for you. If a contract offer does come through, I'll present to you the available offers, and then you can make the call. I assume that all sounds fine. Well then, good luck this season, and I'll catch you later.
Alright, thanks very much, babes. I'll see you later. Alright, so it looks like she's going to be my crew. Alright, dear Foxy, welcome to McLaren Honda. We are delighted to have you on board and look forward to working closely with you over the upcoming seasons. You will start as our second driver alongside your teammate Jensen Button. We expect you to work together to help develop the car and the team as quickly as possible. Now let's get out there and win some points. Kind regards, the team management. Okay, right. This is a really nice room, I'll tell you that now. I mean, I could go and have that glass of wine that they've got down there, but I don't even drink alcohol, so that's kind of useless. We've got McLaren Honda there, just people chatting. It's a really nice looking environment, so let's get into the laptop. Let's see then, so we've got the laptop introduction. Within the laptop, you can manage your career whilst off the track. When you are ready, head to the team garage and start your first practice session. Okay, so we've got the hub. We've got tutorials. Now, tutorials, basically, if you guys are not aware on how tutorials work, or if you're not sure anything about in the game, you can go and watch every single tutorial, find out what you've got to do, but we're not actually going to do that, so we're just going to leave that aside. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go straight into practice 1. The rest of the video is going to be post-commentary, so you will, so I'm not going to live comment the rest of it, but when we get back to every start of the episode, we will always live comment, go through everything that we've been going through, and then we will go and post-com the qualifying, the practice and stuff. I'm not going to show much of the practice session. I will show just a small little clips of me just going around and doing some of the practice programs to try and get some resource points. Then we can develop the car and hopefully get McLaren back up to where they should be, and that is being a title-winning car. So, if you do enjoy this career mode, drop it a like rating, subscribe if you're new around here. Let's get into practice and let's get my career mode underway. Alright, so this is the R&D setup system. So as you can see, there are going to be 3 different R&D setup practices that you can do. You can do these in the practice session. Now, the first one you can see here is where you have to go around and you have to go through the specific gates. Make sure you're bang in the middle and make sure that you're going fast to get purple, and then you will be able to get an extremely fast lap time, and then you will be able to get an extra set of resource points. The higher the score you get, the more resource points you're going to get, which you can help develop your car. The second one is tyre wear. Now this isn't tyre wear. I skipped tyre wear because I'm struggling to actually get the hang of the tyre wear one. You've got to go around and set a lap time which is quicker than the lap time provided, but you've got to make sure that you're not too aggressive on the lap, that you don't wear out your tyres. And the final one, which you can see on the screen right now, is me just going around and setting a lap time. And you've got to set it. It's a qualifying simulation basically, and you can see here. These are your resource points that you get for doing specific objectives. So you can see I've got 669 resource points. And you're going to get this guy, he is your career manager. What he is going to do is he is going to be helping you get yourself sorted and you can get your brand new upgrades. Now you'll be able to upgrade the likes of engine, fuel injection, the chassis and the downforce and systems like that. Once you've upgraded a specific part of your car, you have to wait till the next Grand Prix before the upgrade is actually placed onto your car. So it's not an automatic upgrading system. You've got to wait till the next Grand Prix weekend before your upgrade will be placed onto your car and you will be able to drive with your brand new upgrade. So that's something to bear in mind. Whatever you're going to upgrade, remember that it's going to be for next weekend. It won't stay for you, it won't be ready for qualifying in the race. They will get it sorted for the next weekend. So as you can see, this dude drops his laptop, he starts talking, and he's having a good chilling time in his McLaren shirt, and then he just decides to bugger off and not tell me anything. So as you can see, we're going to click onto the laptop right now. We're going to be quickly, and you can see I went and decided to choose the chassis weight to make the car a little bit lighter, which will make it more effective down in a straight line. But I'm going to let you guys now watch Anthony and David Croft talk for qualifying, and I will be back once they have finished talking, which will be as soon as I pick up an upgrade, which is going to be the chassis weight. There you go. Purchase the points. Done. I'll see you in a bit.
Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. It always looked like the kind of track that asks an awful lot of the rear tyres, such as the frequency of low-speed exits.
Well, tyre management is key here, specifically the rears. It's all too easy to overheat and wear the rear tyres as they're punished out of the low-speed corners. Most teams won't be able to avoid some kind of issue here, especially the teams that are running less downforce.
Alright then, so as you can see, we are into the qualifying setup. You can see I can pick up the super soft tyres. We're doing one-shot qualifying for this. We've only got one chance to set in a brilliant lap. So, we're coming down now towards turn 1. You can see we brake hard into the first corner. A little bit wide on the apex, gives us a bad run to turn 2. And that's not going to be cool. You can see the ghost there of Sebastian Vettel up front. We're not aiming for pole position. Our objective, as you can see on your screens in the top left, is 13th and above. We break now down into turn 3, a little bit wide once again into the corners, a little bit of understeer I found in the McLaren Honda. I try and counter that into turn 4, bit of a bad exit once again. So a scruffy start to the lap. Turn 5 not too bad, got a nice bit of run onto the curb, and we now race down towards turn 6 and turn 7. Nothing too bad, good exit, good entry into to 7th. Now we go across and flick through this corner. Again, it's all quite smooth at the moment, a bit of a rough first sector. We start to clip things in. Unfortunately, we do clip the sausage curve there, which is something that I didn't really want to hit, but we are going to be carrying it on anyway. You can see now we're coming down towards, I believe this is turn 12 now, so the second sector of the lap. High-speed chicane there. We hit the apex perfect there, hit the apex again. Should have maybe used a little bit more on the curve on the runoff, but we're all right for now here. And then we're going to be making a dart now down a difficult right-handed corner. Missed the apex a little bit, but we did manage to get onto the runoff area perfectly. Then into the next corner. This time we nailed the apex. Again, we just needed to go a little bit wider to get a bit more speed. Second to last corner, apex nearly hit, but we managed to get the line pretty much good. And then to the final corner, I take a nice different line and I activate the DRS. And you can see that we're going to be coming through and qualifying in 8th place for McLaren Honda, which is not a bad result whatsoever, especially for McLaren. That is going to be a really positive qualifying for me. And now I'm going to let the commentators speak that a little bit. I'll be back with you in just a second.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top 3, who are Hamilton, Rosberg and Sebastian Vettel. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make The atmosphere is heavy with expectation and anticipation, and bearing the weight of that burden today is a place we know very well indeed. It's Albert Park. The story of the season begins here then with the Australian Grand Prix, and it's time for the first chapter to be written. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 16 corners and 3.3 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles an hour. The close proximity of the barriers makes accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. I'm joined today in the commentary box, as I will be throughout this season, by a great racing driver, a former F1 competitor, a man who was world champion once upon a time as well, and an all-round top chap. It's the one and only Anthony Davidson. And tell me, here we are, first Grand Prix of the season, the first time racing these cars. So what are the big questions that need to be answered here, in your view?
First of all, Crofty, and thanks for the glowing introduction, I just want to say it's a real privilege to be here, and I can't wait to see what this competitive field has in store for us this season. Now, to answer your question, obviously there's the question of performance in race trim, but really this is going to be all about reliability. It's the first Grand Prix of the season, don't forget. You're pushing all your new components to their limits. Formula One cars are full of very sophisticated but also very sensitive technology. So the most important thing today is to get to the end of the race, keep everything in good condition and try to stay out of trouble while you're at it.
We've qualified above where we expected to be, so try your best to hold on to this position in the race.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, with Nico Rosberg alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen, Bottas, and a McLaren, Massa, and Roman Grosjean, Kvyat, Button, Carlos Sainz, and Perez, Hülkenberg, Gutierrez, Jolyon Palmer, and Kevin Magnussen, Ericsson, and Wehrlein. Felipe Nasser and Rio Haryanto completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, then, so as you can see, we're going to be getting in towards the Grand Prix now. As you can see, we're going to be doing a one-stop race for this event. I've currently got the game settings on to 25%. Now, you guys need to let me know. So, as we're going to see, this is actually the formation lap. So, you can see you've got to hold down the clutch, then you've got to let go of the clutch, and then you'll be able to go. And these are going to be manual starts as well, which I'm really looking forward to. But on the warm-up lap, you're basically just going around and you're just warming up your tyres, making sure everything's up to temperature, make sure that the engine's up to temperature, gearbox is working fine. everything like that. Make sure the tyres, again, definitely up to temperature. You definitely want to get those tyres up to temperature, because when you get off the line, if you've got a good start, but you've got really, really cold tyres, you're going to experience a lot of wheel spin. So you definitely want to start warming up those tyres. Make sure you keep them nice and warm so that you can get the best traction off the line. So that's what we're doing right now. But I want to just say a quick few things. Now, I'm currently doing this on expert difficulty, if you wanted to know that. Reason being, because it's just the difficulty that I'm comfortable driving right now. Of course, this is day one of the F1 game, so I'm just trying to learn the game first, and then potentially we'll chuck it up into Legend AI like I did last year. And also, I'm currently doing 25% races. Now, if you want, I can do 50% races. The only reason I've started with 25% races is because I'm actually going away on holiday next Saturday for 2 weeks. So I was just going to start doing 25% races to try and get this season and get as many videos as I can recorded. But if you want me to do 50% races, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will change it ready for the next video. So as you can see, we're just constantly warming up the tyres. Bottas going a little bit slow into there, but it's not going to affect us too much. And again, you can see we're just making sure everything's all good, and I have a little bit of a clumsy moment here when I actually tried to do a little bit of weaving on the track and I went onto the grass. And that's another thing to be wary of. If you start going offline, or if you start losing the back end of the car or going onto the grass or anything, you will feel a big snap on the rear. That's something I found out about this game, but as you can see now, we are coming towards the final 2 corners. This is the second to last corner. Now we're coming into the final corner here on this formation lap. Again, if you want me to show the formation lap as well, let me know in the comment section down below. But overall, just give me as much feedback as you can, guys, for this career mode so I can make it better. But you can see we are now lining up on the grid, ready for lights out. So as you can see, we are now placed permanently into the position. The actual game will formally put you into your position. It took over my controls from the second to last corner, and then into the last corner around to the pit straight. It actually puts you in position. So we are getting ready to get underway. As you can see, everyone has now lined themselves up after this formation lap. As you can see, a nice black screen has appeared. Hold down the clutch, put down the maximum rev limiters, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the F1 2016 season. We get off to a bit of a decent start. Verstappen and Bottas get better starts than us. Felipe Massa, as you can see, gets a decent start as well. Breaking into turn 1, I decide not to dive in. I decide to let everyone else have their own scraps. Verstappen and Bottas going very close to each other. Bottas nearly actually colliding with Verstappen. You can see now I'm actually in the slipstream of Max Verstappen. I go down the inside of both Verstappen and Bottas. Verstappen comes back. More contact is actually made between me and Verstappen. I actually contacted with his rear tyre. Going in towards now turn 4 and turn 5, you can see we actually get beautiful traction, beautiful exit, and that is up into P6 now for this Grand Prix. So you can see we overtook Bottas and Verstappen going down into turn 3. They scrapped along with each other. It was a little bit aggressive on my part. I came down onto the inside, Verstappen and I made contact, and then Verstappen tried to turn in again, and then that's when he made the contact. So I think I made the initial contact because I was trying to dive in, and then Verstappen came back on us. And now we are up into 6th position, and we're going to see if we can try and hunt down Daniel Ricciardo. Now, it's going to be a massive ask because, of course, Daniel Ricciardo's in the Red Bull. We're in a McLaren, and it's not going to be easy at all to catch up to these front runners. So we are now coming through this next section, and you can see Verstappen now right behind us. It's also going to be difficult to keep Verstappen behind us, but we've got a comfortable little gap just emerging. Coming into the final sector of the track, you can see nothing major has now happened on this first lap. A little bit of chaos, like I said, on the first part of the lap. And now we're coming into the second to last corner. Ricciardo is in 5th. I believe Rosberg leads, Hamilton 2nd, Vettel 3rd, Raikkonen 4th, Ricciardo 5th. I have jumped up into 6th position. Verstappen is 7th, Bottas is 8th, I believe. And I think my teammate Jenson Button's in 9th. You can see that Rosberg setting the fastest lap of the race so far. Great lap from Rosberg. Of course, he is out in front, which means he will always set the fastest lap on lap 1. A little bit funny. Again, into turn 1 and into turn 2. Verstappen's going to have a good run on us. He could potentially go to the left-hand side. He does think about it, but he wasn't quite close enough to make a diving move. And going down into turn 3, we remain at P6 in this 2016 career mode for the first round here in Australia. But let's get a replay of the start then. So you can see again, we got a bit of a slow start. In fact, the rest of the grid behind us actually got quite slow starts. It wasn't a good start for many people. Obviously a little bit rusty after the 2015 season, but you can see now, Rosberg there has actually jumped Hamilton. Hamilton was on pole position. So now we've got Verstappen and Bottas having a bit of a scrap between each other. You can see I dived down the inside, and then like we made a bit of contact, and you can see like it was it wasn't necessarily aggressive contact. It was sort of, I dived down on the inside, then I got Verstappen, and then Verstappen sort of came back at me and did a better braking maneuver to me into the corner. I had to turn in, but of course, because I'd already dived in, the understeer was going to be there. Verstappen and I made a bit of contact, and then again we made secondary contact, and when Verstappen then hit me and then moved to the left-hand side, Bottas was also there, so Verstappen then made contact with Bottas for all of that. So now you can see we are just racing through. We're trying to make sure that we get the best drive possible on this first lap. As you can see, Verstappen was closing in on us, going towards now turn 12 into the chicane. Verstappen actually went to the right-hand side, did have a little look at us, but I'd actually moved in to take my line into turn 12, so Verstappen couldn't make anything out of it. I didn't notice that on the first run around. As you can see now, we're braking hard into the second, or into the final sector. You can see Rosberg leads, Hamilton second, Vettel, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, myself, Verstappen, and then we've got Bottas. You can see we went a little bit wide onto the gravel. Verstappen very close round on the inside, you can see. He doesn't quite make a single maneuver. You can see we've actually got a tiny little gap to him, and of course our buffer is going to be enough. You see we get a little bit of oversteer coming out of the final corner, down the main straight for lap 2 of the Grand Prix, and that's fine. P6, we've jumped up 2 positions, and of course we are in the McLaren, so points is all we start getting at the moment. So we skip ahead back to lap 2 where we were just before we skip to the replay of what happened during the race. Verstappen, you can see, is very close behind. We actually set a purple first sector. So we actually set the fastest first sector of anybody in the Grand Prix so far. But of course, it's only lap 2. We've got a long way to go. But Verstappen is our main target. You can see the gap up front to Ricciardo was about 1.3 seconds. So we're just outside of the DRS zone. Now again, if you are new to my channel and you're not 100% sure on Formula 1, after 3 laps of the start of the Grand Prix, you're going to be able to get DRS. Now the rear wing on the car is going to open up, and that's going to reduce the drag dramatically, giving you much better straight line speed, and it's basically a chance for the driver to overtake. But you've got to be within 1 second coming into the DRS detection zone. If you there are in the 1 second window, you will get a blast of DRS to try and make your way past an opponent. It's not always 100% guaranteed as an overtake, but it's definitely a way of producing more overtakes in the Grand Prix. So we're coming towards the final corner now. You can see Verstappen's very close to us behind, but we're just trying to manage our own Grand Prix. You can see everyone out in front. Lewis Hamilton setting the fastest lap of the race, so he is now going to be trying to see if he can get attacking, and you see DRS is open. We break into turn 1, beautiful corner. We make a little bit wide on the exit, and then we went onto the grass. We lose in the back end of the car. Contact is made with Max Verstappen. That is a poor piece of driving from myself. We are getting a warning from the stewards. Nothing else comes from it, and we're just going to carry on our way. We break now down towards turn 5, and you can actually see that someone is actually holding up the entire field behind. But let's have a look at this. So you can see I move over, I got onto the grass, I lost the back end of the car, I then tried to correct the car, and I actually went into Verstappen. You can see it here, onto the grass, lost the back end, tried to get it again, and Verstappen loses the end of his front wing end plate. I then carry onwards. So to be honest, I admit it straight 100%. I generally thought that should have been a penalty for me. I think a 5-second penalty would have been a fair choice, but the stewards only gave me a warning for that, and nothing else came for him. Verstappen held onwards. But now we're going to skip ahead to lap 5 of the Grand Prix, and you can see I'm actually trying to... You can see this is all really scruffy. I'm actually trying to press the right buttons. I kept changing between camera angles and stuff, but I wanted to try something a little bit different. Now, after the Verstappen incident, which you saw on your screens, nothing really happened. So what I decided to do is I decided to attempt an undercut. I believe the gap was about 4 seconds, maybe 5 seconds between me and Daniel Ricciardo. So I thought, why not just go for an undercut? Because I was losing time anyway to Ricciardo and stuff, and when I was trying to change to make sure that I came into the pits and had the soft tyres on, activating the HUD, I was losing time. Like you saw on your screen there, I was going wide a lot. So what I decided to do is the gap was about maybe 5, possibly 6 seconds. So what I decided to do was just try something a little bit different. See if I could just attempt to get in front of Ricciardo, maybe the Ferraris, and maybe just produce a bit of a fight, because basically I was a bit bored, and now I wanted to keep this in because this helicopter cam came up whilst I was watching it, and this is just awesome. You can just see me flicking my car straight through here, coming down towards the end of the first sector, braking hard into the right-hander, going to flick into the left-handed corner now. And I just thought this was an awesome camera angle. And I love that theatre mode has been reintroduced back into F1 2016. It was a really good feature, and I'm glad that they've kept it back in. So you can see we come through here, flicking left and right, coming towards turn 12 now, and our objective is in front of us. It's the Renaults. Of course, we want to get past these cars as quick as we can. We don't want to get held up by them because, of course, we're going for an undercut. It's a gamble, but at the same time, I was not losing time to anyone behind me. Of course, Verstappen held them up, and I had like a 10-second gap behind me. Again, because of the contact, Verstappen just stayed in the middle of the circuit, so he kind of gave me a bit of a buffer. And up front, I was losing time, but not masses of time. Like, it wasn't losing chunks and chunks and chunks of time. So I thought I need to try something different. So you can see we get right up close to the Renault of Jolyon Palmer, I believe this is. Kevin Magnussen has dived into the pit lane, so we're going to not be able to have any worries with him. So Jolyon Palmer with the DRS. I've also got the DRS, and I decide to make a lunge down into turn 1, a beautiful braking maneuver into turn 1. Palmer goes really, really wide into turn 1. He obviously lost the back end of the car whilst trying to do something like that. Now our objective is simple, and that is to catch the Haas of Gutierrez in front of us. So as you can see, we're going through to this left and right hand complex. I believe this is turn 6. I want to say this is now coming up towards turn 7 and 8. I'm trying to remember the name, trying to remember what turn I'm actually coming through, but the objective is simple. We want to try and undercut the Red Bulls and the Ferraris. Now, my pit window was between lap 6 and lap 9, and I came in on lap 5, or I came on lap 6, so I came in the earliest I possibly could, just for the chance of trying to get the undercut. So we continue onwards down towards turn 12 now, I believe. I think this is 11 and 12. This chicane. Gutierrez gets a decent run out there. We try and get a good run ourselves. We actually do get a pretty good run. And now we have got into the slipstream of Esteban Gutierrez. Coming down towards this next corner, we make a late braking move. Gutierrez gives us the room round the inside. Gutierrez is not going to fight us. He was on worn out option tyres. We were on fresh tyres, and you can see the teammate is in the pits. So a good feature that is, if you're trying to come into the pits at a specific point, it will tell you when your teammates are here. Now, this is not what you think it is. After I made that pass on Gutierrez, nothing happens between me and Ricardo. The actual undercut, it failed, okay? I couldn't get in front of them. But because there was no action with me, I saw that my leaderboard between me and Button was changing between Button and Massa. So I thought I'd come back and have a look at it. So Massa actually gets a blast of DRS at the first chance. And then at the second bite of the cherry, Massa gets a brilliant move done. Button is relegated into 8th place, I believe it is. Massa is up into 7th. But we skip ahead, and Button actually got in front of Massa. Now, I did show the clip of Button and Massa, but for some reason it hasn't come through. But Massa goes storming around the outside of Jenson Button. A fabulous move there. I don't know where the Button clip has gone. It's obviously, it's not here, so that's awkward. But yeah, Button and Massa just had a little bit of a squabble. I thought I'd show it for you guys, but you can see here, this is me on the final lap. The actual Massa and Button were closing up on me a lot. My tyres are worn out now at this point because I came in as early as I possibly could to try and get the undercut. It didn't work for me. Nico Rosberg, you can see, is the winner, so he has won this Grand Prix. Fantastic job for Mercedes. They will be absolutely delighted with the result that they have received. Coming down towards this final sector now, all we've got to do is just keep the car in balance, and we're going to be picking up a fantastic 6th position for McLaren. We started 8th. We got the job done in the first lap, and we managed to hold off a bit of contact with Verstappen again. Controversial. I did say that I believe I should have been penalised a bit more for that because it was my mistake at the end of it. But Verstappen didn't really take any avoiding action. But there it is, guys. Not an entertaining first Grand Prix. We finished 6th position. Not massive stuff happened, but hopefully more entertaining stuff comes around. Of course, Australia's never really an entertaining circuit, even in real life. You can see this is the Mercedes pit crew now. They're going to be celebrating, but overall, I thought it was a fantastic result to be finishing in 6th on our first race. Nico Rosberg, you can see there, is the winner for today's Grand Prix. He is going to be celebrating hard into the night at Albert Park, but hope you guys have enjoyed the race, and let me know what you think of F1 2016 and any feedback that you have for me. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I will go ahead and I will take all of your feedback into consideration. And what I'm going to be trying to do is trying to bring McLaren back to the top, and scoring points is definitely a major bonus for us in this career mode. So you can see Rosberg there for Mercedes celebrating very well. You can see there celebrating good result for us, I think, for McLaren. I believe Jenson Button finished 8th. So 6th and 8th for us is a fantastic result for McLaren. You wouldn't really think of it much, but yeah, McLaren definitely in the points now. We're going to be trying to push our car to upgrade, potentially get some podiums, and then eventually, maybe into next season, we'll get a win, or maybe even at the end of this season. Who knows what's going to happen? But there is the full table for you. So there it is, confirmation I finished 6th, 32 seconds behind the eventual winner, Rosberg. So we've still got a big gap to close down to the Mercedes drivers. But we're going to get on to it. The only retiree from the Grand Prix was Kevin Magnussen. He was the only person that never actually finished this Grand Prix. He DNF'd at some point in the race. Rosberg wins. Hamilton second, Raikkonen third, Vettel fourth. There is, what are we on now? So this is, you can see, just us finishing. You can see everyone's on Expert AI for now. They will be changed when I start learning it. And you can see I did get a caution there for the contact with Verstappen, but nothing else really came from it. So yeah, that is going to be it for that. Yeah, there it is. We are now 5th in the championship, of course, finishing 5th in the race. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Drop it a like rating, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll be back with you with round 2 in Bahrain coming up soon. Take care. Peace.
It's got to be Rio Haryanto. He was in another league for me today. Really impressive stuff.